Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we have a very special guest, one of our favorites here in the studio, because Lindsay here wears about 75,000 hats in the Rio area, and
Right.
so you put on all kind of fun festivals and BossCon and all
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of stuff. But we're going to talk about esports today.
A good time, a good time. I had to wear hats. I'm bald, miss. I have to.
No, I see hairs.
Oh, good, good. I
It's
guess
good. It's
we're
all
good.
good.
We're good.
Yeah, keep you warm this winter. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we will be back and talk with Mackenzie about Rio Esports here in just a second, right after this message.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Belicio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Belicio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Belicio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at beliciofoods.com/careers.
All right, and we are back with our good friend Mackenzie. We're going to talk about Rio Esports today, and that is super exciting because esports is just one of those things, and if you don't know what it is, we'll have him explain it here in just a second, but it is just blown up.
Yeah, drastically. It's got huge, over the years, pre-COVID, all that, and now it's to the point where, schools are even offering scholarships, monies, transfer stuff. That's, what we're doing at Rio to get kids to come and play games, which was always funny because I'm sure parents were like, no, you're going to go outside and do something. Now it's like, all right, now you need to go and
practice
play
your
games.
esports, right?
Yeah.
I need you to sit on your butt and play video games and get better at it.
You're grounded. Get in your room, play games. Like, what?
That is so funny. That's a good point that you make, though. Okay, yeah, because it used to be video games was kind of just a distraction and whatnot, but now it actually can help you in school. You can earn some money. You can earn money in tournaments, all kind of stuff. So first off, I guess, would you tell our viewers a little bit about what esports is?
Yeah, so esports is competitive gaming online. Sometimes they're in-person tournaments. Us at Rio, we play on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays right now. It could be every day of the week. It's just based on what games are being offered through what teams we field that semester. You get together, basically all your games are home games, even though they put them as away, but they're all played from inside your arena. And like, say, we'll play John St. Brown College at Smash Brothers, and they'll both get online. There's a set time through the conference or the ECAC that we're in. You get on 8 o'clock, you choose what you're doing. There's rule books, there's walkthroughs, everything's set up. We got coaches, and then you play your best 2 out of 3, report the win-loss. If you win so many, you make it to the playoffs. And then they have a championship, and they send trophies that you can see on our Facebook that we've posted. So it's all legit. It's not just, hey, people still think it was probably, they're just playing some games in a room or whatever.
Correct.
No. It's more than that. It's even more than games. Is Dylan and will tell you there's media part, there's broadcast, there's posting, there's social media, there's if it's not in gaming.
There's a whole thing involved.
Oh yeah, it's like a whole production.
So to kind of like clarify what you're talking about, can you kind of compare like an esports to like basketball or football game, like how it parallels?
So let's take Overwatch that we do. Hey, what's up? So you take Overwatch, and that's a 5-on-5. So that's very similar to basketball.
So 5 players at Rio playing 5 players from somewhere else.
Yeah, let's say Shawnee, because we can do that. And it'll be like, hey, you have a tank, 2 supports, DPS, stuff like that, which is just the different characters you can pick from, and they require you to have one of each. So think of a tank as your center, your DPS is your 2 guards, things like that. And they'll play. It's a shooting game.
So everyone's assigned a position, just like in basketball or football or whatever. Okay.
And you go through, and they'll either do like a capture the flag game on playing online, or they'll do like a push or a load so far, and the other team tries to stop you and take it the other way. So there's little mixed mini games, it feels like, inside of it. And you basically do your best 2 out of 3 and see how high of a score you can get to beat the other one in that game. And then you go on through your seeding to play the other ones. That's That's probably the best, pretty good description in a 5-on-5 of it. And instead of quarters, it's just rounds that they do.
Okay, so just whenever the game's finished.
Yeah, and they'll do best 3 out of 5, 2 out of 3, whatever. Just depends on if it's in playoffs or not. No, that's actually a pretty good comparison to that. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good way to put it. So I think what's so neat about esports too is you don't have to really, I mean, you can travel.
Right.
Like you can put the team on a bus and go, I guess, to another school or whatever. But really, you can do it from the comforts of your own spot, and you could play a plethora of teams and nobody leaves.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's the funny part because they're like, people are like, man, you travel? What's the travel budget? I'm like, a chair. Because
Right.
they got, but they have LAN parties still, like in the old days with like Halo and stuff. That's you go to, say, OU will do one every year where they invite a bunch of high schools to come in and play inside Baker Center and do all the games. And you'll come in and some people will bring their own PCs and then set them up there, like travel with everything with them. We have that started. We started last year. I was there when they brought the high schools in, like Ironton and Gay Academy and River Valley, and I want to try to spread that out and ask other surrounding schools that I visit, hey, do you want to come down for a day, play in our 3 or 4 game tournament? And they won trophies and had pizza and had a good time. I like to get that out more. As I noticed, the more high schools I went to, they have little teams, they have spots. Most of them like inside their little library area, but it's starting to pick up a little bit more locally because I think there was a couple grants and things that were happening that let schools do that.
Sure.
So it's good to get them involved, and then parents can see it, and then you can watch them play, on Rio's Twitch and Facebook, so they can get a feel of what is the kid, what are they actually doing, Like basketball's been around for, oh my gosh, who knows, 100, 200 years. Football's been around for 80 years. And, esports, yeah, sure, there's been games, and we can date back to like Pong in the 60s, but there wasn't something like this. Yeah. We didn't know then playing your friend on the couch, competitively having a good time would lead to something that's, hey, people are doing 5 teams and the team's winning a couple $1 million by winning championships in years. Like it's just wild.
You got it. So you are officially now, are you the coach or what's your title there at Rio as you've kind of taken the reins of and helped with jumped on the esports wagon there?
I say it as more of a director because we have coaches like Devin and John and Griffin that will coach, their team, and they know drastic amount more about the games than I do, and I'm fully confident in watching them do it. I just try
You're
to be
the
like,
overseer.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, what do you need money for at? What needs fixed? Let me go to schools and recruit. Do you like this kid for your team? I say, hey, if you got a problem in it that you don't want to deal with it, cool, let me know. But I'm not telling them who to start. I'm not telling them because they understand, hey, now if it's like, hey, their grades are, 1.1, like, hey, I need to go talk to him because I don't want you to lose your kid if he's good. But no, I feel it's more of that than coaching because it's another thing where, you're getting football coaching, and it's like, all right, well, we're going to run, double slants, X on the outside, something like that, and people are like, oh, okay, 2 people cross over, handoff. I've went to some of the practices in Overwatch, and he's like, okay, well, we're going to have Widow, Guidance, Sigma this, and I'm like, first going, okay, I don't know what that is. It's calls that they're going to call out that you can hear on the headset that knows, hey, we're going to come around and do a flank instead of just yelling that on the headset. So they break down video. They'll watch it every Wednesday and go through, okay, look how this team plays. If their tank goes down or quarterback or whatever has a tail that he's doing before he passes it, they catch that and they'll catch it in mid-game to switch. Like it's not just all right, go out there and play. If we win, we win. Like the in-depth coaching is ridiculous.
There is a ridiculous strategy to all of this, just as any other sport.
Yeah.
Just because you're not like physically out driving the tank doesn't mean that there's not like a strategy to it. It's wild.
Yeah. It's insane to watch that when they were doing it, and I see it change. They were down 0-2 one day in a game Overwatch was, and they said, hey, check the way that, they're coming in on the left side every time. So they switched and said, okay, let's take out the people that heal the big guy so they can't heal him, and then we'll take him out. They did that the next 3 games. The other team did not adjust, had the same game plan, came back and beat them 3-2.
See?
And I was like, that's amazing.
That is so cool.
It's catching that. It's those halftime adjustments, things like that. It's all really there. Now, that's not to say that they're still not having fun, having a good time, doing practices. And, at the end of the day, if it loses, yeah, it sucks. We want to win championships. We want to get trophies, want to get medals. But it's not like hey, we lost. All right, we'll see you later. You're not playing anymore. It's never. Yeah. It's not anything like that. It's not. There'll be other people that come in and they're good competition, but we can have as many teams as we want. If we have 30 players that require, only 3 to play the game, cool. We got 10 teams of the same game. Like it's not a 3 and that's it. Everybody else go home.
Yep.
But it's good to check that out.
So as far as you being kind of the director there now of Rio Esports, esports is the same as any other sports. Mm-hmm. There's college scholarships for it. There's, of course, you could start at the high school level and then college, and then you can become a professional esports.
Oh yeah.
Player.
You can go into leagues, go into different
play tournaments, win tons
money.
of money.
Yeah.
But as the director, how do you? Obviously, if somebody is a football coach
mm-hmm.
and they recruit for a college, they're watching film and they're going out and there's talk of this kid and you get to see them play and all of that. Is it kind of the same? How do you know who to go recruit and how to do all that?
There can be. I've seen sites that are like, hey, this is where the kid plays, and they'll have meetings and they'll have big conferences where coaches and directors will go and meet all these kids from different states. We got a kid, Nick Watella, that had that same thing where he was actually from Pennsylvania, went to a conference and they said, hey, in this area, Rio's starting this new sport. You should go check this out. Kind of sent him there. I'm in the smaller, not going that big yet because I want to get the numbers back up. They've started to go down in recent years just with some misrecruiting by, just people before I got here. So I've hit 12 of the local schools.
Okay.
A lot of them don't have the program. Some of them are just starting. And I'm like, hey, you can be at home playing this game by yourself or with 3 of your friends online. And that's just as good if you're interested. I'll just go and say, hey, I need every senior. Or, hey, I need any kid that likes video games, which seems to be a great deal. Come down, let me talk to you. Let me see what I can offer you. Let's see what we can do. Are you coming to Rio anyway? Well, that's great. Here's some scholarship stuff that can also help with that.
Right, for sure.
So it's different. You can get on there and watch the kids' Twitches and streams. I want to get to where I'm starting to branch out of just the local area, but I like to keep it local anyway because it's kids from around here. Why not help kids here also get their degree from Rio? But if we want to go into a more branch, go and see the kids that are in Cincinnati, Columbus, stuff like that, and you can watch all their video to come down. We had a couple kids transfer from Marshall, so it's like okay.
I heard that on the radio. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it goes pretty well, and it's been fun. I try to encourage everybody. I got about 48 kids that sent me information that I want to mail back out because, I know some kids don't check their emails in it. And I've sent it all, and I've got a few back. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to mail these to your house because you always check your mail.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see about getting more, which will just draw more and more buzz in the area. If they're like, one kid goes, hey, I'm really going to Rio, and they're going to give me $1,000 to play this. And they're like, no, they're not. And then they go a semester and like, yeah, I really got it. Oh. Okay, well, I want to go play too. Like, it could be something that simple that
exactly.
It's just the push.
Hey, my friend's doing it. I'll do it. And I can get some money for school along the way.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? And to do something that you would be doing anyway or that you find, a lot of fun.
Even if it's just like, hey, I'm going to go to college and get my associates in 2 years. Rio has better rates in your first couple years.
Absolutely.
To get money and go and then be like, okay, I got this. I'm going to see what else. Maybe that was fun. Maybe something changes in life. And you're not putting a lot of risk to try that for those 2 years. And then if you like it, 4 years, go on, grad school, get picked up to play somewhere else. You never know.
Sure.
It's big. It carries on afterwards, which I'm excited for.
Very good. Well, so Rio Esports, if somebody is listening today, a kid or a parent, they want to get involved, how would they do that?
Just go to Rio Esports under the rio.edu,
Okay.
and it'll have information. You can send it right there. You can look up Mackenzie Halley on Rio's staff directory. It has my number, my email, and just get a hold of us. We got visits just for athletes, so you can come out with your family. It'll be smaller groups. You can see the arena. You can walk through campus without tons of things going on. They feed you. So they got that going on, I think, February. I want to say it's next week, but they still have some in March and April, too, that you can set up and come check out.
And I really feel like with the esports situation, it's still in its infancy. I mean, I know that a lot of people are doing it, and I know that a lot of schools have jumped on board, but I just feel like it's just going to grow and grow.
Oh, yeah. I think it needs that one more push to put it more into the light of people just seeing it. Like, I really thought when it was going to get picked up by the Olympics, that was going to be something that everybody went, oh,
this is legit.
Right. Like even I don't know curling, but it's on and I'll watch it. So it's like,
right.
If esports
It's
is on, somebody's
fascinating.
going to turn on and go, man, look at all these kids. Like, this is insane. So, it's picking up more and more. There's games like Marvel Rivals that comes out that are just kids playing that they're like, all right, we're going to put this in a big competition now too.
Yeah.
And some people just play it for fun. And, it's a good time. I say check it out. Reach out to us. A lot of
For
spots
sure.
and availability still left, so it's not like I don't think I can do it. Come out. I'm not going to get you off the team just because you had a bad game or they went 1-9 like that. That's not the thing. It's coming out. Keep trying. Get your education. Get some scholarship, and just have fun at Rio.
Exactly. All right. Well, while you're here, because you do wear a lot of different hats, do you have anything up and coming that you wanted to tell us about? A little teaser, maybe.
I don't know if I mentioned. I talked a lot. I don't know if I said it on the radio. We have the high school thing coming up. Did I say that in April?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're going to invite the high schools again, like we did last year, to come and compete against each other, win some trophies, get some food. Like, we'll reach out to Jackson, Ironton, Gay Academy, stuff like that. We'll have that coming up. We think in April. Be either early April or the beginning of May. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll send stuff out to the students.
Like a tournament for the high school kids.
Yeah, and they
Awesome.
got trophies and stuff last year too. It was just a day event, so it was pretty fun. It doesn't cost nothing, other than getting there, and you can play on our PCs and see everything that the arena has. Other than that, esports wise, I don't think I have anything. I do 40 other things. But
I know.
I don't know if that's.
What's your next event coming up?
Final Boss Con in May.
Okay.
That'll be May 17th, 18th. The esports will be there too. They'll be doing a Smash Brothers competition. They don't know that yet, but they will be. So that'll be a good time, and we'll have where you can sign up and learn about what Rio has to offer too. We moved that to 2 days, so that'll be big.
Yeah, that's huge.
And that's in the middle of May, so it'll be a good time.
It'll be here before you know it.
Oh, it's only 101.99. I'm not counting days until we do that show, so it'll be a good time.
I was like, it's going to be like 60 degrees today or tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. And then I looked at next week's forecast, and it's like 6 inches of snow expected. I'm like, I thought we were past all this.
Dude, that groundhog tricked us, man. It tricks us every
Groundhog's
year.
a big fat liar.
Dude, it's wild. But
Oh, well.
I'm
Whatever. It's
excited
fine.
for all of it. I appreciate you always having me come out, and you guys having me on. It means a lot.
Oh my gosh, it's always so fun talking with you because you're into so much stuff. And we appreciate you, kind of taking the reins there at Rio. And I know the director that was there in the past had to move.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody had to jump in, and I can't think of anybody better than you to do so.
I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun going in there, talking with them in the interview. I was nervous. I was honest with them. I said, hey, the people you have before me may know these games a great deal more. I said, but I hope I can, with what we do with the show and going out and being connected with all the schools, I said,
Right.
try to keep it alive. I said, I've been in the shadows watching it for 3 years with Final Boss Con, knew a lot of the kids, the directors before. I said, so that's what I hope to, at least it's not a stranger that came in.
Absolutely.
And they've helped me a lot, and I appreciate them, so.
No stranger to us, right?
Right. I'm going to be a regular on here.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, Mackenzie, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. It's always fun talking
Hey,
with
thank
you.
thank you.
And keep up the good work there at Rio. If anybody is interested in Rio Grande Esports, just head to the main Rio Grande, University of Rio Grande webpage there, and there'll be an esports tab, and you can just click on that and get a hold of the proper people, and maybe even schedule a visit to come
Be
and
awesome.
see the campus.
Be awesome.
I'm telling you, if you tour the campus, you're going to love it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was there a couple years ago and got to go on a kind of an in-depth tour, and man, it is just such a lovely, lovely campus, and there's so much good, growing there.
Right. And that was the thing. And the community, I've lived in Rio most of my life, like 20-some years. I went out last night with my daughter just to, play on the courts. Couldn't find a place to park. There were a lot of people. I see more life walking on campus. I mean, the football team's about ready to bring in tons of students. Like
Yes.
if you've ever wondered where the campus life went from the 80s and early 90s, I think it's got a chance to resurge back here in about the next 4 or
For
5
sure.
years.
I mean, you put a football team and a band on campus.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's on.
It's over. It's ready. It'll be a great time.
Very, very good. Oh, there's Sean. Hi.
I can see you.
Well, Mackenzie, thank you so much for hanging
Hey,
with
thank
us. We
you.
greatly appreciate it. All right. So next up, we do have another message, but we have a video from our good friend Jade, who talked with some folks. Is this the FFA? The Zane Trace High School FFA, and she did that via, the powers of the World Wide Web and the internet and some cameras and stuff. So we'll be back here in just a minute with Jade's interview with the FFA, and then we'll be back with news.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. If you don't know me, my name's Jade. I do the weather, but today we are talking with the Chillicothe Future Farmers of America. So if you could, can you introduce yourselves and tell me what you guys do for the FFA?
I'm Isaac Deddy, and I'm the president of the Zane Trace FFA chapter.
I'm Kylie Arthur, and I'm the vice president of our chapter.
I'm Josh Young, and I'm the secretary.
Okay, and what made you guys want to join the FFA?
So I joined because the AF&R class actually takes your credit for your financial, or not, for your
Physical
science credit, and I ended up taking it to get that credit and had a lot of fun with the FFA, so I decided to stick around.
I took a little FFA class in middle school as like an introductory to like everything you do in high school, and I really enjoyed it and I had fun, so I decided to take it again as a freshman, and we just went from there.
I joined because ag mechanics my sophomore year, and I just wanted to learn how to weld.
That's so cool. Okay, how has it impacted your lives so far in the past few years that you have done it?
So FFA has impacted me a lot. It's helped me start my chicken business. It's also taught me a lot of skills with chickens, other animals, leadership skills, public speaking skills. It's taught me a lot. It's really changed the person I am.
It's taught me a lot from like leadership and communications and how to work with people, especially as an officer working closely with people. And it's helped me learn a lot of new things, doing competitions and different things like that.
It's really helped me communicate better with people. You have to communicate with a lot of people as an officer, especially with our upcoming event coming up. We have to really get a hold of sponsors and stuff.
Speaking of that upcoming event, it's a sausage breakfast, correct?
Correct.
Okay, at February 7th, where is Where is it, and what can you guys tell me about it? Like how important it
Um,
is?
it's in the cafeteria at Zane High School, and it's a breakfast we do every year. This will be our 47th year doing it. We get 8 pigs and we cut them all up, and we teach our students processing. So we have our students cut the pigs up. We have a day where we just stuff sausage, and then our members work the breakfast as well.
Wow, that's actually so fun. How many years have you guys done the sausage breakfast?
This will be our 47th.
I mean, no, I mean for you guys. Like how
Oh, for
many
us?
years have you guys?
I think we've all been doing it for 3 years.
Hmm.
Okay. So you guys have some experience under your belt. So I did hear you guys start prepping for this at 2:30 a.m. Is that correct? That's crazy. Can you guys tell me a little bit about how you guys prep for that, and why 2:30 a.m.? That's pretty early. I don't know if I could do that.
So our kitchen group gets in there at 2:30 a.m. and the biggest thing we have to do is start to get like the kitchen ready and make sure everything's like good for us to start cooking. We have to get the tables set up in the cafeteria to make sure that we can fit everybody who comes in. Um, just different stuff like that.
Realistically, we're like running right on time, even getting there at 2:30 to
Yeah.
open up the doors.
Wow, you guys are so strong. I would never be able to wake up at 2:30. You guys are actually so strong. Like I was barely able to wake up at 6. But like okay, so 2:30 a.m. Wow. Okay, I can't not get over that. You guys are troopers. Where do the proceeds to the breakfast go, and how does it benefit the community from that?
We give our money to Children's Hospital, our Junior Fair Board, and Ross County, and Ohio FFA Foundation.
Wow. You guys are awesome. Okay, I understand that you are raising money for multiple charities. How much can you share of which ones and why were they chosen?
Children's Hospital has just kind of been a thing. It's been around for a while. We always want to try to give back to our community as much as we can, and it's just it's a struggle being in the hospital. So any little bit that we can help is what we want to do.
And with
That's
giving back to the community, we do a lot of things through Ohio FFA. I mean, without that, I don't know what we could do. A lot wouldn't be possible. So we give back to them, and our Junior Fair Board, a lot of our members are involved in that as well. And it's something that's close with our members. So it's just another way for us to give back.
okay, that's amazing. How does this event and FFA as a whole connect the students with the local community?
It teaches them like leadership for one, because they can like work with their peers, as well as when you're serving, you're coming face to face with many members of the community, and you're learning just how to communicate with people and serve them, and just learning and meeting new people.
Yes. Okay. So, are there any other big events this year for the Chillicothe FFA that you guys are working on this year that you can talk about?
Yeah, some of the big events that are coming up is soon. Obviously, the sausage breakfast is coming up, and then we will have our chapter banquet along with the state convention. And then we also have so much in between, from competitions to doing just local things. Like I know we've done roadside cleanups. We've done where we go out and we clean up the invasive species in woods, making it a lot cleaner and healthier for the habitat. Um, I mean, the list goes on. There's a lot we do from the start of the year to the end, and we're only halfway in, and we got so much more.
That's awesome. Okay, so how do you guys balance the life of FFA and the life of just a regular student and just like your regular normal everyday life? How do you guys balance that?
Um, a lot of things, it's like when we schedule it for a lot of things, we keep in mind the schedules of the students and sports and stuff. Like when we have our banquet, we make sure that we find a day that no sports have games or anything. because that's a big moment for us, and we understand that it's hard to find time between school and sports and the club. And a lot of times we're missing school for competitions, and a lot of the teachers are good on like us getting caught up.
Um, so as you guys have been doing this for the past few years, has it helped you like figure out what you want to do with your life? Do you want to continue contributing to the FFA as you turn it into an adult and go into college and stuff, if you guys are going to do that? Has it helped you guys figure out what you want to do, or have you guys already knew it even before?
I kind of already knew what I was going to do when before I even went into high school. So it just really helped me. Like biotech, we just had our biotech CDE recently, and I plan on going into the medical field. So it kind of gave me like an insider of what labs and stuff would be like, and yeah.
Yeah, I know the FFA's had a big impact on my future career. From doing the wildlife competition, I want to become a natural resource law officer. So I think it's definitely influenced me in that way.
Same with me. FFA really impacted it. Just competitions we did made me see how much I really liked like doing things with animals and the vet science of things, and that's just something I want to really consider.
That's great. What can we expect as participants going to the FFA in the sausage breakfast? What can we expect like going there?
Well, you can expect that you'll see pretty much all of our members. You don't really work as a freshman. We pick a couple of them, but we pretty much have all of our sophomores, juniors, and seniors working it. So it's a big event for our members, and it's something that you'll see a lot of people there and working together. And a lot of our community helps us with this as well.
Can anyone do this, or do you guys have to have a farming background to be able to participate in this?
Anybody can do it.
You can do it? That's great. How many people are going? Like, how many people are currently within the FFA currently contributing to it?
Ooh.
I should know this as the secretary. I want to say it's like close to like 75 or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say
Wow.
around 80 students is what we have in our
Wow. Wow. That's really cool. What you guys are doing is honestly very cool. Me personally, I have never personally farmed or done anything like that, but how you guys are talking about it actually seems pretty cool, and I might actually consider going to the breakfast if I do not have work. But you guys talked about how it made you guys want to join. Are you guys going to continue, as I said, to contribute to the FFA? And are you guys going to, as you guys grow up and go on with your generations, are you guys going to have your family participate in that as you grow up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would definitely be having my kids and stuff join it.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. I would encourage everybody to take the class at least once. And heck, if it's not for you, then that's fine. But I think it's got a place for everybody.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
everyone can do. You don't have to just be all farming. We have so many different things you do, and there's so many different kinds of sciences in FFA, and just hands-on things, and there's something anybody can find in there.
Whenever people think of the FFA, they only think of farming. It runs much deeper than that. There's actually public speaking. That's like a big thing. And public speaking, you have your mechanics, then you have your veterinarian sciences, and then it runs everywhere. And there's just a bunch of different branches. It's just, you could probably find something that you would definitely be interested in very easily.
That's great. I remember how you guys mentioned that there were competitions that you guys were doing. Are you guys able to tell me a little bit about that and how you guys did that?
So we have these things called CDEs. There are competitions we do, and we have a lot of different ones throughout the year. we just had 2 teams go to state in biotechnology and food science.
Okay. And what are you guys' like specialty in? I know you guys probably have like a thing that's like your thing within this. What are you guys' thing?
Mine would probably be, well, competition wise, it'd probably be either wildlife or poultry judging. In the classroom wise, I'd say it'd be the leadership.
Okay.
Competition wise, my favorites and my like thing is definitely the vet science and the dairy cattle judging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing is just more on the medical aspect of things, you know.
That's pretty cool.
So
Okay. What advice would you give to younger students wanting to enter and become a student within that?
do it. Absolutely do it.
Yeah. We go to a recruitment night every year with the 8th graders who make their schedule for high school, and I think the biggest thing is you'll have so much fun in there, and sometimes you'll forget that it's like a technical class. And like there's so many things for you to do that just try them.
Try them all, really.
Yeah, try them all because you never know what you're gonna like. You could like something that's you wouldn't even know that you would like, something that you would think that you'd hate, but you'd actually love. But I know you guys do a lot of work within that. How much, like ranging wise, do you guys contribute into the FFA? Like a week, you'd say?
Quite a bit.
I mean, just in school alone, I'm in FFA for like 3 hours a day.
Me too.
So, I mean, a lot. I honestly don't know if I could even track that. It's a lot.
We have so many different classes, and you can take multiple classes in a year. So, like me personally, I'm in there 4 or 5 times a day.
I'm kind of there just coming and going because I go to the branch college out here, so I got to go back and forth between it, and so I will find things out last minute, and then I'll have to come there.
Yeah.
It's something
What- I'm sorry,
that
what?
works with all students, like even whether you're at campus or off. Like we have kids in FFA who take their college classes or go to our career school, different things like that, and they're still involved in FFA. So it's something where you don't have to be there every day, all day, but you can be if you want.
Okay. Can you all three share a memorable moment or like an accomplishment you have from FFA?
Ooh.
Gosh, there's a lot. I'd probably have to say my placement with the wildlife judging competition, or ag sales. Both of them, I placed pretty high in the state. Actually, no, my biggest accomplishment is definitely my project, my poultry business would definitely be my biggest accomplishment.
I think my biggest accomplishment would be like my placing with like vet science. But I mean, there's so many accomplishments we make as like a chapter and like as a team for many CDEs. It's hard to pick like my best one or my favorite one.
Yeah, completely.
Probably mine would just be getting gold rating on my secretary book this year. So
Oh wow,
You know,
that's
in
great.
a perfect world.
That's great. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, speaking of your favorite moments or like accomplishments, do you guys have any funny stories that you guys just like any type of funny stories? I know there might be a few, but
Oh, there
just-
is so many.
Do you want to talk about the dairy cow?
Gosh, a funny moment.
We have so many.
There's
where
so many.
There's so many that it's like it'd be so hard to explain, and it sounds so.
I could talk to you. I could talk to you for a year about
And-
all the funny things in here.
Definitely my sophomore year it would have to be when we lost one of our drills and we took it outside and we buried it and put up like a memorial for it.
Yeah.
A memorial for a drill. I love that. No, that's a valid memorial.
PB.
Okay.
The name is PB.
You got a name for it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I honestly, there's so many. I don't think I could even pick one funny moment. It's always a fun time.
There's so many, and there's so much like background to understand a lot of them that it'd be so hard to explain them.
It'd be so funny to us, and then to average Joe, it'll just be like, what is this? Isn't even.
A lot of our members are so close, and like we do multiple things together that like our jokes are just they come from random places and they don't make sense.
Happy cow. That's one thing I'll say. Happy cow, sad cow.
Yes, that's one of our biggest jokes, and it's how we teach like dairy cattle judging, and it looks like the stupidest thing ever, but to us, we say it for everything. Or we call each other onions.
Onion.
Oh, I forgot.
And like you said, I will never understand that, but you guys will, and I'm glad that's funny to you guys. But what is the age range for the FFA?
I believe it starts off. You can join with some chapters in middle school. We don't have a middle school program anymore, so ours start from when you're a freshman, and your FFA membership goes until you're 21.
Oh wow. Okay. You guys said that you're all currently 17, which means you're all three seniors?
He's a senior, we're juniors.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's reversed.
Oh, it's reversed. So
He's a senior, we're juniors.
Oh, okay. So as you guys have been doing this for the past few years, what would you guys oh my goodness, what advice would you guys give to your younger selves when you first started?
Be as involved as you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Try all of the stuff because some of the stuff you don't realize you'll absolutely love.
That's great. Okay, so now that you have talked about like what you guys do, how you guys prepare for it, is there any other information that you'd want to tell us, like how to get involved, how to contact you guys, how to do any of that stuff?
You can be involved in so many different ways. I mean, you could probably sit here and talk about it all day because there's just
a lot.
that much.
Mm-hmm.
Every ag department is different. We might do something completely different than another chapter does. They might do something more extravagant than we do, but we do our best around here, and we really try to incorporate the community into it.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Okay, so if there are people watching that want to go into the FFA, how would they be able to find the FFA? How would they be able to contact or be able to go into the FFA?
What I would do is I'd just talk to people in your school that are in the FFA and see what they like and what classes they're taking and what they like, what they maybe don't like. Get the feedback from the people who are in that are in those classes.
I know, yeah, every school is different, but I know our members are willing to sit there and tell you what classes they like, what ones they didn't care for, what classes you can take as alternatives. Like a lot of our classes count for credits you need to graduate, and a lot of people don't know that. So I know a lot of our members are willing to sit there and talk. And
and I believe that with a strong advisor like we have, it makes everything memorable anywhere we go. It really helps out. It makes it more memorable while you're in the FFA.
Yes.
Okay, well, is there any final information you want to tell anybody before we head out?
Sausage breakfast.
5 to 9.
5 to 9 at Zane Trace High School cafeteria.
Okay, now
February
everybody, you
7th.
hear that? Write that down. Okay.
Write it down.
But thank you guys for being with us here today, and thank you guys for honestly everything. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope you have a great morning.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
too.
You too. Thanks for having us.
Love is in the air, and Main Street TV wants to treat you and your Valentine to something special. Enter our Table for Two Valentine's Day contest for a chance to win big. Here's how to join. Go to our Facebook page, like and share our post, and comment with a picture of you and your Valentine. The photo with the most likes will win an amazing prize pack, including VIP passes to Southern Rock Woodstock. Plus, you'll join us live on our February 14th cooking show. Hurry, the deadline to enter is February 10th at 4 p.m. Main Street TV, your community, your story.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Today we're expecting partly cloudy with highs of 48 and lows of 31. For Wednesday over here, we're expecting a 60% chance of snow and rain, so make sure to bundle up with highs of 40 and lows of 39. For Thursday, make sure to bring your umbrellas because we are having a 100% chance of rain with highs of 59 and lows of 30. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Jade, for letting us know what's going on in the weather forecast and also for hosting that wonderful interview. She's doing a great job. So we are back with our good friend Jeremiah Schaefer in the house, and we are going to be talking about some news.
Yeah, Jen, back on the show, giving P. Wilson a couple days off, I guess.
Giving him a little break.
Giving him a little break. And I'm just going to touch on some stuff that I didn't get to yesterday.
Okay.
So you've been to these before. The Jackson County Economic Development Partnership holds its annual appreciation reception.
Yes, and
It's
I was
usually in January.
supposed to be there, and shall we say, Jen was a little under the weather, and I figured being under the weather and around that many people is probably not the best idea. So
Okay.
I talked with Sam. He said, I will fill you in later.
So speaking of Sam, we're gonna throw a picture of Sam up there, and this is the picture of the guys with the ties.
Oh my gosh.
Check out their custom ties they
Love
had
that.
this year. Got that. If you can, for those watching on the TV, you're able to see their custom ties. This was a tribute to the keynote speaker this year at the banquet. You got that her food blue there,
Yes.
and then on there, those are pictures of cheese curds.
Yes.
And as we learned last year, had the big announcement. They came in and talked about it on the show, even I believe, if I recall.
Yes, they did.
And talked about how hers was going to be making a plant here.
That's
in
right.
Jackson.
All the cheese curls made in Jackson.
Yes,
Woohoo.
in Jackson, Ohio. So that was really exciting. And the guest speaker, and we have a photo of him too, was Her Foods president Troy Gundon. And here is him at the podium, and he was the keynote speaker this year. And I have written so I ended up I'm going to try my best to do a 2-part story. So the first part featured all the comments from Troy Gundon, who was the president of HERS, and he spoke at the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership annual appreciation reception that was held on January 30th at Parks Edge Event Center in Jackson, which is a great venue.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to believe that once upon a time was Ponderosa, when you
I
walk
know,
in there.
and a bowling alley before that, right?
Yeah, it's just so weird to
It
walk
is
in.
wild,
and,
yeah.
It's such a nice venue. And that appreciation reception is held annually to thank investors and supporters for their backing of the Economic Development Partnership's mission of enabling and promoting economic development projects in Jackson County. And this year, the events featured a social hour prior to the program. They had food prepared by the King of Catering. And also this year, you missed out on this, Jen, they had an espresso cart and dessert buffet from the spot on Main.
Drat.
Yeah, so they kept seeing people with espresso cups of
Yeah.
coffee up there. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
And the program, it always features numerous speakers. And like I said, in today's edition on the front page of the Telegram, which I brought one in with me.
Along with the earthquake.
Yes, along with the earthquake. So that's big news. Had the earthquake that hit the other day, 3.1. And then over here, we have that feature story about Troy Gundon's comments regarding what he had to say about Her Foods and coming to Jackson. I really like Pete picked out a pull quote for the newspaper purposes, and it says, "We toured a lot of different places, and when we came to Jackson, it felt like home." That was one of the
love that.
comments that Troy gave. He was very well spoken. enjoyed listening to him, and I'll read through here, and we can read some of the comments that he had
That's great.
here. Let me find it here. So he Gundon had explained to those in the crowd. So I thought this was funny. This is kind of how he started his speech. He said, "So can we do something that would be something that we do at hers?" He said, he explained that it's absolutely acceptable and encouraged to eat snacks while someone else is talking. And he also noted that when you're in the snack business, you're not snacking, you're taste testing.
There you go.
And
I like that.
That's kind of how he opened it up. He quizzed those in attendance about the different snack companies in Ohio, which there are a number of different snacking companies that are based here in the Buckeye State. And he talked about how Her Foods has been in Chillicothe for 46 years, and they have about 70 employees. And he said that Her Foods has come up with 6 reasons why the consumer should pick their product over other companies. And he didn't go through all 6. He went through 3 of the 6. The first reason, it's a family-owned business. And he explained that, we want to be local. We also want to be proud and protective of our culture. And he explained that in 1946, his grandfather, James Jim Her, had started Her Foods. The second reason, he talked about culture, and he said we want to have a culture that our grandparents are proud of. But he also wanted to point out the difference for them compared to those like major conglomerates. And the third reason was quality. And he said that one's pretty simple. He said if you don't make great quality snacks, nobody's going to buy your product. So those
fair.
Yeah, so those were kind of the big 3 things. And he also talked about 3 principles that they want to bring to the city of Jackson. And he said those principles are we love God, we love people, and we love hard work. And he noted that those principles were passed down from his grandparents. I think he's like I don't know how many generations now have been involved in Hers Foods. But he said told those in attendance that Hers makes 300 million bags of snacks a year. And he said that they invest in state-of-the-art equipment, hire top-notch people. And he said, there's a little over 300 million people that live in the United States. So you might think, well, you sell a bag of snacks to one person throughout the United States. He said, actually, not even close. He said they actually only focus on 14 states, in the United States. And he said that means they have those customers that are valuable to them, that are repetitive buyers.
Oh, absolutely.
And he said that's really important to them. That repeat customer keeps coming back and buying that product again and again. And he said that Her Foods want to be good neighbors when they come to town, and he said it's important for them to get back to the community.
Yep.
And he also talked about why, which I'd mentioned there in that pool quote, they looked at a lot of different sites, toured a lot of different places, and when it came to Jackson, it felt like home. He said he liked the people, he liked the location, he liked the proximity to the raw materials that they utilize for their plants, and he also talked about how they have an upcoming job fair.
Okay.
For Her Foods. He said their goal is to hire around 100 people over the course of the next 2 years. And he said that the job fair will be held in April in Chillicothe, with hiring happening in late spring, early summer. And they have a targeted date to start the plant here in Jackson in September.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah, so they've been, that they started working on that last year. So they've really been turning it around, which it's not like they had to build a building from the ground up. I mean, the inside they did, but they had the structure there. But if you drive down Main Street towards Walmart and you look to the left, it's that pretty blue.
It's a big old turquoise building. You can't miss it.
Yeah, it's the same color as their Her original chip bag. I saw some of those at the event. They had all kinds of different brands of chips at the event that they passed out for people to take home. So I took 3 bags because they were like, just take it. They had boxes and boxes. So I took a bag of original cheese curds. I had the jalapeno, and then a bag of it was like a honey, sweet honey or something.
Yep.
And tried all 3. Really liked them. I've had the original, but I hadn't had like the flavor ones.
Yep.
And
I think they brought those in when they came in to do the announcement here.
I think they did, yeah.
We got to try them all out.
So that's real interesting, but hopefully that target date of September will hold true. And before they wrapped up on stage there, Sam Brady, who is the president and CEO of the Economic Development Partnership, he, along with Jackson Mayor Randy Evans and the chairman Joe Wyatt, presented Gundon a model of Jackson's Apple Water Tower, which the welding students at Buckeye Hills Career Center made.
That's awesome.
So it was kind of a little welcome gift to Jackson. And Brady joked with him that hers needs to make an apple cinnamon cheese curd.
Oh,
since
the challenge has been
in honor since they're here in Jackson.
Extended. I love it.
Thought that was pretty cool. So it'd be interesting to see if they take that idea there or not. But it was in May of 2024 when Her Foods announced the establishment of that new production facility at the former Meridian plant site. And nothing has been on that site over there since 2007.
It's been a long time.
Hard to believe it's
Time
been
flies.
that long. I remember when all that was going on and you had like the folks, protesting or picking outside the doors and stuff.
Yeah, it was a whole ordeal.
It was a whole ordeal. But so that was kind of our first part of the story, and it's in today's Telegram. I plan on writing a part 2 that will cover other remarks regarding economic development, success stories, as well as the James A. Rhodes Leadership and Service Award winner. And this year it wasn't a person, it was an organization. So we will get into that another time. Let me look here because I know we're getting close on time to see if Pete wanted me to remind folks about the candidate filing deadline.
Okay.
For those city offices, again, is today.
Oh.
So that's Wednesday, February 5th at 4 p.m. is the deadline for partisan candidates to file petitions for city council, city treasurer offices in the city of Jackson and Wellston. Those candidates will have their names on the ballot. It's May 6th primary election this year instead of a March, so it's in May. Nonpartisan candidates for such offices as school board, village council, township positions have a filing deadline of Wednesday, August 6th, and will be on the ballot in November 4th general election, it says. So I wanted to mention that.
Okay.
And I think we're at time. The rest of this we can come back and Pete can touch on tomorrow.
Okay.
Unless he has me in tomorrow, but
You never know.
yeah. Be sure to pick up a copy of the Telegram.
You got it.
Hot off the press. Front page today, 3.1 magnitude earthquake. Her Foods targets September for new Jackson plant. And then the Jackson High School cheerleaders are Florida bound this week.
That's right.
And Benton County bus drivers play tribute to colleague, which we discussed that yesterday with the video.
That was the
and
most precious thing.
Got a nice little section here on the front page with the picture, and you also have the mugshot there for Brenda. It's a nice little tribute to her.
Absolutely. That was such a cool thing they did.
Yep.
All right. Well, Jeremiah, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope you've enjoyed the program today. Thanks, Jimmy, for pushing the buttons. And we will be right back here tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.